You feel anger because reality does not match your expectations. Something happened, or didn't happen, and your mind screams, "It shouldn't be this way." That scream becomes frustration. That frustration becomes resentment. And resentment, left unexamined, becomes rage. But here is the truth, and it is harsh. The world doesn't care about what you think should be. It only reveals what is. Every time you say, "This is unfair," you are wrestling with a shadow, because fairness is not a law of nature. Every time you say, "This shouldn't have happened," you're arguing with the past, and the past never listens. That inner protest does nothing but poison your peace. The Stoics knew this well. Anger is not power. Anger is a loss of power. It is the moment when your mind becomes hostage to external things. You give your emotional freedom away because something or someone didn't behave according to your script. You suffer because your story doesn't align with reality. But here's the deeper insight. You wrote that story yourself. The expectations, the demands, the assumptions, they didn't come from the world. They came from within you. And because they live in your mind, they can be changed. You can't stop people from being rude. You can't stop life from being unpredictable. But you can stop expecting everything to go your way. That's not giving up. That's growing up. That's strength, not weakness. You become angry when you believe the universe owes you comfort, agreement, or obedience. But Stoicism teaches that the universe owes you nothing, and that freedom lies in embracing that fact. What you receive is not personal. What you lose is not punishment. What happens is what was always going to happen. Epictetus said, "It's not things that disturb us, but our judgments about things." The insult itself is not what stings. It's your belief that it shouldn't have been said. The traffic isn't unbearable. Your demand for speed is. The rain doesn't ruin your day. Your idea that sunshine was promised is what disappoints you. So then what is the solution? You train your mind to see what is, not what you wish to see. You train your soul to stop being a slave to opinion, to reaction, to preference. You develop an inner posture of calm acceptance, not passivity, but understanding. Not indifference, but clarity. Imagine how different your days would be if you didn't get angry over delay, over insult, over noise, over the chaos of life. You would conserve energy. You would preserve dignity. You would remain grounded, no matter the storm outside. This is not easy. It requires constant discipline. The Stoics weren't born immune to emotion. They worked daily to master themselves. They understood that to govern the outer world is nearly impossible, but to govern the self is a noble, achievable goal. And that's the secret. Anger is not caused by events. It is caused by resistance to events. Life throws the punch, but it is your judgment that decides whether it hurts. And you can choose, slowly and with effort, to stop turning every inconvenience into an injury. Think of Marcus Aurelius, ruler of the most powerful empire, facing betrayal, sickness, death, incompetence. But in his journal, Meditations, we see no hate, only self-reminders. You are disturbed not by events, but by your interpretation of them. You always own the option of having no opinion. Do not be angry at the fig tree for growing figs. This is the mindset. Life will be what it is. People will do what they do. Your peace depends on how much you resist what you cannot change, and how deeply you are attached to how things should be, instead of accepting how things are. Now, this doesn't mean you do nothing. It doesn't mean you approve of injustice or chaos. It means that you approach reality first with acceptance, then with action. You act wisely, not react blindly. That's the power the Stoics practiced, the power to pause before rage, the power to remain firm without being bitter. When you drop the story of how everything was supposed to be, you return to the present moment. You stop living in your head and begin living in reality. And reality, while imperfect, is always honest. It doesn't pretend. It doesn't flatter. It simply offers what it has. Most people live in a constant state of tension, not because life is unbearable, but because their thoughts are. Because their expectations clash with reality like a wave crashing against a cliff. But the wave never wins. Reality doesn't bend. It is only we who break or adapt. So the wise person trains daily to expect less, accept more, and respond with reason, not reactivity. This is not coldness. This is clarity. This is what makes a person truly strong. Because what is strength really? Is it shouting? Is it slamming a door or exploding in rage? Or is it standing still when provoked? Is it choosing silence when your ego is itching to fight? Is it keeping your peace not because you're weak, but because you've seen what anger costs? Every moment you react with anger is a moment you give away control. Every time you let your blood boil, your clarity vanishes. Your decisions become emotional, not logical, and your peace evaporates, replaced by the fire of resentment. But you can choose another path. You can feel the heat rising and decide not to feed it. You can notice the injustice and still stay centered. You can let people say what they want and remain rooted in your own values. This is how the Stoics trained themselves, not by avoiding conflict, but by mastering the inner terrain, by becoming untouchable, not because nothing happens to them, but because nothing outside can disturb the calm they've built within. You too can build that calm, but it won't come overnight. It will come through small victories, the quiet moment when you choose patience instead of reaction, the breath you take before answering harsh words, the humility to say, "This is not worth my peace." And slowly, anger loses its grip. Slowly, you begin to see that life is not against you. It's simply unfolding, as it always has. You stop arguing with reality, and instead, begin to walk with it. You adapt. You accept. You act, without rage, without drama, without ego. This is the real Stoic path. And in a world that thrives on outrage, that path is more radical than ever. To remain calm, to remain free, to remain at peace, even when the world is burning around you. That is power. That is wisdom. And that is what it means to truly live, not as a puppet pulled by emotion, but as a master of yourself.